This bout is a lot of pre-match drama, and they will settle it. And that's the opening bell, round one. Nice job getting that punch through. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Nice counter shot. Swinging big and missing big with that hook. It is a sunny and hot day, and yes, we're outside, Johnny. No air conditioning or air con, as you say in the UK.
If you are on the losing side of this fight, Tom, and the heat is on, it's the worst place to be, so you've got to make sure you prepped right for this. And right now, I'm looking at a fight that doesn't look like they're prepped right.
Counter punch right up the middle. Halfway through the round, and there's not a lot separating these two.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now, this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Just missed with that hook. It's all offense all the time. So much firepower here. Off the charts action from both of these fighters. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there.
Here we go. It's round two. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him. Tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little tricks you do. So you've got to fight a counter puncher smart.
Deciding to let it all hang out here in this round. A judge in this fight as both fighters have had their big moments.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
And he scores with the counter. Straight right just misses. The counter fighter relies a lot on their instincts and reaction time. You've got to get in there quick to punch your opponent before he gets his fist back to block.
Todd, I understand what you're...
Hold on a second, Johnny. Did you see that? Oh, and it's flashing lights for the flash here. He's got to get out of trouble. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
You know, I've been in fights like that.
Here we go in round three. Who's going to land the first big shot? Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
They've got to use their jab better in this fight. blocks that jab. So much for boxing. This is a fist fight. Good counter punch. Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Good fight so far. Both of these fighters have had their moments.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Misses with the jab. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
This can be so frustrating when you're under such a fast counter, fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. In big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Every second, every minute of this fight.
There's the bell for round 4. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Tell who's stronger and who's faster. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. Cannot throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You'll get knocked out. Nice counter shot. Nice counter. What do you think of what we've seen so far from these two boxers, Johnny?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skin them, go for speed.
Some real good back and forth between these two fighters.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Can't land the jab there. Counter punch. Do you believe what we're seeing? Perfect punch. There's a counter shot. Every time, very close round with 10 seconds to go. No secret who has the... And there's the bell for round 5. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Beautiful counter shot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right.
When you have a fighter that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Catch and shoot. This fighter expending a lot of energy in this round. They figure out the combination to this safe.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
heart, what desire, but at what cost? The perfect counter lands. Is he going to punch himself out, though? Just misses with that jab. Right now, the Flash is seeing flashes after that shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. You start wondering how much work these two fighters did in the gym.
You cannot gas out if you prepared right, slept right, ate right, and did everything right for this fight.
There's the bell for round 6. They really seemed to exhaust themselves last round. Let's see what they have left.
An amazing pace and tempo set in the last round. Can you keep this up? Me personally, I don't think that's possible. And if they can, their training, their conditioning would have been ridiculous, like they're in the army. But these guys, if they can keep up this pace, we are in for a great night.
Good counter punching. Talk about punches and bunches. That's the mantra for this fighter with that exceptional hands. The referee taking a look here, and if the fighter can't see, the fighter can't fight. Yes, sir. We fight on here. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Starting to take some deep breaths now, but still fighting hard. That counter shot lands. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Punch, counter punch. That counter punch caught him clean. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Stamina is always an issue in a prize fight.
There's a lot on the line here.
Come on, you're letting back in.
And there's the bell for round 7. That 1 minute break surely wasn't enough for him to completely recover.
Exerted a lot of energy in the fight so far. Now they're shattered. This is what you call championship rounds. If you have done the work, slept right, ate right, prepped right, I'm expecting you to get through this. If not, if you cheated, the ring can be the loneliest place in the world.
How about that time counter shot? Nice idea with the jab, but does not land. Those counter punches have to hurt. The jab can't find a home. Well done with that counter shot. Well, you know, in this division, we're going to see a lot of combinations, a lot of counter punching.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
Can't find a home with that jab. Nice slip to avoid the jab. His stamina is off the charts. despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. We'll see how much endurance these two fighters have.
It's when you talk about championship material.
Breathe, breathe.
There's the bell to start round 8. Let's see how much recovery they saw there in the last minute.
What are they doing that now? Are they trying to get an earning out? That's a lot of energy burst. They did 6 rounds in 1. They're going to be absolutely shattered.
He threw a punch and just got countered. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Caution is being thrown to the wind. You'd like to see more jabs. Well, Johnny, you know, in the lightweight division, they've got fast hands, so get ready to see some lightning.
I've seen some fights with a granite chin. You could hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a cliff. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Jab doesn't find a home. And this fight is over. A big headshot and he goes down. We have got to see that again. You heard that right, ladies and gentlemen. A knockout victory and one of the biggest surprises of the year.
A knockout victory? That's not a knockout victory. That was somebody saying, I'm here, I've arrived. Try that again, it will happen all over again.